I was going to do some videos today showing how to photograph on a couple of my favourite locations along Loch Ness. Except I ran into a slight problem. Now, everybody has forgotten a memory card. But today, I forgot my camera. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to introduce my new toy to you, which is in here, which I'm hoping is going to increase the quality of my video. It's a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So 1-inch sensor, same as this Insta360, but it's fully stabilized on a gimbal, and the results I've seen from it have been nothing short of astonishingly good. So I want to start getting my head round using this instead. I'll get it all out in a minute and show you what we've got. And then I'm going to go and video these locations anyway, and just show you them. And I'll put some pictures up I've done previously at these locations, so you can see what the potential is of them. Loch Ness is hugely underrated by photographers. You hear words like boring and there's just, it's not got the instant grandeur of some of the lochs. I think that's the problem, but it is absolutely beautiful. It's this huge body of water that gives me the heebie-jeebies. It's more like an inland sea in the way it reacts. It's an incredibly beautiful place. You just need a little bit of vision to really make the most of it. Sorry, I'm just hoping I'm not going to get wiped out there by a wagon and a car taking each other. So anyway, the locations I've chosen are two that I drive past most days. They're both on the A2. They're between Inverness and Drumnadrochit, and they're often stopped at by visitors trying to capture some of the absolute beauty of this place. It is stunning. Today's not the best day for it, but hey ho, it's been a while since I've done a video, and I thought I'd better try and catch up with myself. Anyway, first off, let's have a look at this Osmo 3. So here we go. We're on the Osmo 3. Going to jump out of the car and have a little look and show you a bit about what this place is like. I would put it on a tripod and do all the funky stuff with that, but it's blowing a bit of a hoolie today, which is why I'm sitting in the car talking to you. We'll see how the little microphone here does with the wind. I have had some traumatic experiences videoing in the wind before, so let's see how we go. I might put a coat on. So most people from this location tend to shoot their holiday snaps from up here on the car park, because you get this nice elevated view down the loch. The problem is you also get a lot of cars, a lot of people, and while it's pretty enough, it is quite a struggle to really capture much of the loch. So what you usually wind up with is something like, let's see if I can turn you around. Fat fingers don't help. Ah, there we go. Right. So usually end up with there's a photograph, something around here. I mean, it's pretty, it's beautiful, but it doesn't really tell you much about the loch. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk along a little bit towards the back end of this lay-by. This is the Wellington bomber lay-by. During World War II, a Wellington bomber that was operating in the, I think it was flying a training mission or something. Anyway, it came down, it ditched in Loch Ness. I think there was a sole survivor. But the wreckage was found not that long ago, just off this lay-by. It was recovered, and I believe it's in a museum somewhere down south now. So anyway, you come down these steps at the end, and the loch just changes. The picture you can get just alters. Now I quite like these trees here. I'll show you what I mean. These are quite nice, and as you can see, this is why I say it's a bit like a sea. We get some pretty big waves on the loch. It is surprisingly dangerous. So what I like to do is I like to position here and use these trees as a little bit of foreground interest, and the beach sort of like leads you into it. And when you've got these big waves, you can get them acting as a bit of a leading line too. If you don't like these trees, there is another view which I photographed this just a few days ago, and I've used the trees a lot, so I thought I'd do something a bit different. And I came down here, and at this point you've got this lovely sweep of the beach leading on to the sort of the Monley Mountains in distance. I had some beautiful light, and I will put the picture up now, and this is way more interesting than anything you can get at the top. So I thoroughly recommend, if you're at Loch Ness, coming down here and have a look around, see what you can see what you can do. It's so much of a better location than just up on that roadside above us, and there's plenty of good rocks to get in behind and create something different. Just to come explore. Sorry, I'm falling over in the wind, it's ridiculous. So there we go, that's a quick introduction to this particular location. What we're going to do now is I'm going to go along and we're going to have a look at the castle lay-by if we can get in there. It's a very popular one with tourists. People are often seen there with their phones trying to get a picture of Urquhart Castle, which is a bit of a lost cause. So we'll go there, I'll explain how I do it, I'll show you some pictures of what can be achieved from this point. So I've got to say, I'm incredibly lucky to live where we do. It's not only beautiful in its own right, but it gives us access to so many absolutely fantastic locations, which for most people is an extended holiday or basically just a dream to get to. I can drive out to Skye in an hour. I can be up on pretty much anywhere on the north coast within 2.5 hours from home. Up here things are a bit different to elsewhere in the UK. The distances that I consider local are way an extreme of anything you'd consider down south. Highland itself, the county, is about the same size as Wales, and that's really my backyard, if you like. It's a huge area, but very sparsely populated, so you do wind up travelling quite a distance for anything. And work-wise, a lot of what I do is property photography, so to cover a decent-sized population, you are looking at covering essentially a half to a third of Scotland. So I'll get about a bit, and I like that. I do like seeing different places, and the landscape changes quite dramatically from the Moray coast, the sort of fertile coastal plains along there, through to the big mountains in Glencoe and Glen Shiel. Then you've got the flow country up in the north. It just varies everywhere you go. It's not far, and you suddenly get a whole different landscape. Even glen to glen can be quite dramatically different. So for someone who loves a bit of variety in their life and who loves landscape, it's just an awesome place to live. And Drum is one of these really handy spots in that it's on one of the main east-west corridors.
In 1 mile, roadworks.
And it's not far off the main north-south corridor either, so I can be on the A9 in 20 minutes. So for me, it's perfect, and it was a complete accident we ended up living here. But I do like just letting fate take a whim every so often, and just blowing up life and seeing how it all lands at the end. So far, it's done me quite well. I should maybe quit while I'm ahead. So anyway, yeah, we're heading to the castle car park. I call it that. It's not really. It's a big lay-by that overlooks Circuit Bay, with the castle on a promontory either side. And with this camera, as you would with your mobile phone, you won't really see much of the castle. It's too far away, and there's too much vegetation and overgrowth and things. So you've really got to use a big lens and try and crop in hard. You'll see in a few minutes. We're not far from it. So here we are. We're at the Circuit Bay lay-by. I'll jump out in a sec, and I'll show you this viewpoint, and we'll explain how to get a good picture of the castle. Now again, it is very, very windy, and we're very exposed up here. So, right. So I like to shoot from about this point. And as you can see, the castle is quite a long way in the distance. It is there. So there we go, that's the castle there. And it is stunning, but the trick is to try and get that gap between the trees just there, in the middle. It's this area. And if you get a big lens, so on full frame, you're really looking at about a 400 to 600 works well. Then you can crop right in, and you can just isolate the castle with the mountains behind it, a bit of Loch in front, and the light play which you often get from this point, which is quite beautiful. If you're using a crop, you can go smaller. I say probably a 300mm or bigger would do you. I haven't shot it on a crop sensor for a long time because I traded in my my Fujifilms for another Nikon. But it's a stunning spot, and I will show you my pictures of it here, which I've taken in various weathers. So there we go. That's a quick overview of these two locations along Loch Ness, which I shoot quite regularly. This second one at the castle is probably my favourite local location. I've photographed it so many times. The way the light changes here, it's always different. It can go from sublime to crazy dramatic in moments. We're pretty dramatic today. There's some good thick low cloud. It's quite an interesting scene. I'm gutted I didn't bring my camera. I've got the big lens in the boot. It always lives in the boot. But I could have got something quite dramatic today. This is also the location. We've got the lifeboat station just down the bottom of this hill in the bay itself. So it's an area that I know well. I spend quite a lot of time in and around here. Anyway, I think that'll do for this one. Tomorrow I'm off down to Ulriki for a bit of a change of scenery. I will hopefully take a camera and maybe stop off on the way to and from, and just do some landscapes in somewhere that I don't get to very often. So that's it for now. See you next time. Bye-bye. Well, there's a bit of a traffic jam on the way home. Always fun, living up a track and there's a delivery. Anyway, I just thought I'd give a quick update. My original plan had been to do almost weekly vlog updates, talking about whatever photography or otherwise related sprang to mind, and I have utterly failed to keep up with that. So we're just going to have to see how it goes in the future, moving forward. The idea was to get 50 videos done by my 50th birthday. We're a quarter of the way through the year, I think, near enough. And I think this is number 6. So I'm managing more than one a month, but it's not great. So anyway, we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can pick things up a little bit. This new Osmo, which might help. I do love the fact it's so small and it gives the quality and its pocket size. It's just a fantastic little device. I'm quite looking forward to getting to grips with it and trying some of the more advanced features. I may be looking into some filtering and whatnot. Try and get it really cinematic anyway. I have got commercial plans for this camera too. Just keep creeping forward. I better just park. So yeah, I'm quite excited about this as a device. What else can I tell you while we're sitting here waiting? I have some upgrade plans for my main kit for this year. I think certainly my everyday sort of commercial camera will be getting upgraded, along with probably my main lens ace for that work, and my standard zoom. The Z7 Mark II, I think I'm going to keep that for the time being. I do like the look of the Z8. I think it's a really great piece of kit, but I don't really see much of a benefit to it over the Z7. So I think my plan is almost to wait and see what happens if there's a Z7 Mark III, if there's a Z8 Mark II, and whether that work better. Oh, we're moving. Awesome. Where are they going is the question. It's the problem. There's not really many places to change up here. Where are you going? No. Right. Okay.